My research department in the far Southwest, the one run by Brother Dave, did some research for me the other day when he heard me reporting, and other outlets, of course, reporting that when what's his name walked into the Oval Office and saw that meeting of crazy people. Remember all that? And what the hell is his name? You know who I'm talking about. I'm just drawing a blank right now. But he testified the other day in pretty much in depth about the crazies. So when he walked in to the meeting, he said he noticed people that shouldn't have been there. And one of the people he noticed was the head of Overstock.com, the former head, actually, of Overstock.com, right? Remember? God damn it, I can't think of the guy's name. This is embarrassing. But anyway, the former head of Overstock.com was sitting in there with Sidney Powell and this crazy fucker Giuliani and General Michael Flynn, a traitorous filth to the United States, and the Overstock guy, Patrick Byrne. And he, what's his name, who walked in, the chief counsel for the White House. Damn it, I wish I could remember his name. But when he walked in and he saw this group of bastards, you know, the first thing he said was, "Who are you?" directing it at Patrick Byrne, who he didn't recognize. And Patrick Byrne identified himself. Well, what my research department in Nevada has discovered is an article from CNN Business dated August 22nd, 2019. This is what it says. The outspoken CEO of online home goods retailer Overstock.com resigned days after he issued a press release entitled Comments on the Deep State that claimed he helped the FBI carry out political espionage. The strange post from Patrick Byrne triggered a steep decline in Overstock's stock price that week. The company's stock price later recovered, and it surged more than 10% on news of Mr. Byrne's exit. In a letter Byrne issued when he resigned, he stated that he is, quote, already far too controversial to serve as CEO, and he chose to step away after 20 years so that his presence wouldn't affect Overstock's business. Still with me? Byrne had said in an August 12th, 2019 press release that he helped the FBI's so-called Clinton investigation and the so-called Russian investigation, operating under the belief that he was helping legitimate law enforcement efforts, end quote. He also claimed he, quote, put the pieces together in mid-2018 and realized the investigations themselves amounted to political espionage against Donald Trump. Byrne said he decided to speak to journalists about his involvement. He said, quote, coming forward publicly about my involvement in other matters was hardly my first choice. I now plan on leaving things to the esteemed Department of Justice, which I have doubtless already angered enough by going public, and I plan to disappear for some time, end quote. That phrase deep state, of course, is used to suggest there is some kind of secret architecture run by, I don't know, Jews and black folk and liberals and you know, a government that operates outside the democratic system. And the orange vomit pig son of a bitch Trump and his supporters use that phrase all the time in reference to their conspiracy horseshit that these insidious actors are attempting to undermine the United States, and while the bastard was president, undermine his presidency. Byrne also admitted in a series of interviews that he had an intimate relationship. In other words, he was screwing Maria Butina, the Russian spy. He said that his so-called intimate relationship lasted for 3 years. And he claims he ultimately assisted law enforcement in their investigation of her. What a rat fucker, huh? He screws this woman for 3 years and then wants to turn her in. Yeah. Byrne publicly revealed the details of his relationship with the Russian spy, Maria Butina. In interviews, he told the New York Times he had hoped to draw attention to what he saw as problems in the way law enforcement handled Butina's case. Butina's attorney said of Mr. Byrne's resignation, quote, "I wish him well. I think he raised issues worthy of investigation at risk to his career, as has become apparent," end quote. Byrne had shared information concerning his early days of screwing Miss Butina in a meeting earlier that year, 2019, with Justice Department officials, according to a U.S. official, confirming his account in the Justice Department statement. Justice officials found aspects of Byrne's story to be believable, in part because he shared operational details that were not widely known. The official for the Justice Department would not say who Byrne met with and what specifically was discussed. And then Byrne disappeared, if you remember. I think he went to Thailand for a while, which is where a lot of fucking filthy criminals go from the United States. But there's your connection. And I really thank Brother Dave for finding this article for me from CNN Business. So that's why on December 18th, 2020, was it? Yeah, December 18th, 2020, when that meeting of crazies occurred in the White House Oval Office. And the chief counsel for the White House walked in and he saw this loopy fucker, David Byrne, sitting there. And nobody could figure out why the former head of Overstock.com. Well, there's your answer. Whether we want to accept it or not, there's the answer. This son of a bitch is operating for the Russian government. His whore was a Russian government whore. A woman, what do they call it? A red sparrow. A woman who is selected by Russian intelligence to literally, I'm not trying to be a smartass here, literally become a whore for the state government of Russia, Putin. And she did her job. And now Trump, well, back on December 18th, 2020, Trump was still sucking up to this son of a bitch. I wonder if this is coming clear that Trump is and has been for probably half a century a Russian asset. There has been so much revealed that the Russian government early on saw Trump as a possible asset because he was a crazy fucker. He was an out-of-control capitalist who was looking to make money by not doing anything. And they knew they had a patsy, a useful idiot. Well, I guess I should leave it there. We'll see what further developments occur about David Byrne and Maria Butina, the Russian whore, and Donald Trump, another Russian whore. No offense to real sex workers, by the way. And how this is tying together. I mean, this is going to make one hell of a screenplay at some point, right? So Donald Trump's good buddy who just surfaced. I mean, how the fuck does somebody like David Byrne just walk into the Oval Office after hours with 3 fascist traitors to the United States, Sidney Powell, Michael Flynn, Rudy Giuliani, and David Byrne. How does David Byrne do that? How do these four fascist son of a bitches just walk in? Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. As you know, we've switched formats and are now broadcast exclusively on the Progressive Voices Network. So that means you get fewer program interruptions, no corporate commercials, and lots of profanity. But our format change also means some of our radio listeners no longer hear the program. It's been a while since I mentioned our podcasts, so you may have forgotten that there is a way to listen to this program anytime you need a good dose of screaming. Visit MikeMalloy.com and subscribe to our podcasts. As a podcast subscriber, you can download the program to your mobile device and take me with you wherever you go. And if you have a friend who needs a dose of truth-seeking, you can give a gift subscription as well. That's MikeMalloy.com, and never miss a minute of the uncensored fun and frivolity.